Hello everyone. In this video, let's talk about which rubber is better for blocking. I mean blocking against topspin primarily, but also blocking against counter drives or flat hits. Let's discuss all types of rubbers. And at the end of the video, I'll give you ratings in terms of control and separately for how destructive each rubber is in blocking. Somebody may say that smooth rubbers are the best for blocking. While that is true, there are other types of rubbers that are also interesting and fun to play with. So, let's start with slippery antispins. You can perfectly block with them. This type of rubber is designed specifically for blocking. An antispin blocker is a modern type of player in table tennis. They use an antispin rubber on one side and an inverted rubber on the other. The player often blocks topspins with the antispin and attacks mostly with the inverted rubber on both sides. Blocking topspins with a slippery antispin is effective. You can return very slow balls with heavy backspin that are difficult for your opponent. It's a great technique. If you master this style of play, you'll be competitive and have fun. Your opponents might not enjoy it as much because blocks with this antispin can be very challenging for them. Plus, you should attack with an inverted rubber. After blocking drives and flat hits, you'll be returning balls without spin. In general, we at the TT Maximum store fully encourage playing with antispins and generally advocate for everyone to play what they like. Next, there are antispins with friction. They also block well but have weaker destructive effect. You can and should block with these antispins, but unlike slippery antispins, blocking shouldn't be the main use for this type of rubber. So, when choosing antispins, remember these two types are for different styles of play. Next, long pips without sponge. It's similar to the previous type. Blocking is an important and good element of the game with these rubbers. But hitting the table is harder compared to antispins. It's unlikely to consistently block in a series. You can try, but hitting the table consistently will be difficult. So, on one hand, blocking with long pips OX is important, but on the other hand, hitting the table on average is noticeably harder compared to antispins. You can improve the situation by using defensive blades. But then the attack with another rubber will suffer. The speed will be significantly lower, and the feel during attacks will be worse, which some people may find uncomfortable. That's why my long pips OX are on an offensive blade, and I often make mistakes on blocks when using fast pips. But I absolutely don't want to use a slow blade because attacking with an offensive blade is much more enjoyable. By the way, there are slow long pips. Blocking with these pips is noticeably easier. But it affects the quality of the aggressive pushing at TH table. An aggressive pushing for long spikes is a crucial element. If you like blocking with fast long pips on an offensive blade, you can get used to it and adapt. And it's better not to choose pips with strong friction because it's difficult to block topspins with strong spin. Control will be poor. By the way, while we create interesting and useful videos and reviews for you, visit TT Maximum more often for purchases. This will be the best thanks to us for our videos. Next, long pips with sponge. They are also suitable for blocking. If the pips have a dampening sponge, it improves control in blocking. But 90% of long pips have a regular sponge. When blocking, it partially improves control and partially worsens it. If you rarely block, you won't care. It'll be fine. If you block often, it's better to choose pips with weak friction. A thinner sponge, like 0.5 or 0.7 mm. Next, medium pips without sponge. You can block with them, but it's difficult. On average, it's more difficult than blocking with long pips without sponge. Blocking should definitely not be the main element for this type of rubber. And it's better to choose slower pips. Medium pips with sponge. This is a good option for aggressive blocking. Or even excellent. Mostly, medium pips with sponge are needed for blocking and counter driving. So you can confidently choose them and block. I can't be more specific. The choice depends on your tastes and your blade. Next, short pips without sponge. They are similar to medium pips without sponge. Maybe there'll be slightly better control because of more friction. But it's insignificant. Short pips with sponge. In general, it's similar to medium pips with sponge. With a correction that, on average, there will be more control and less destructive effect. So short pips with sponge are an excellent rubber for blocking. Blocking and smashing, fast tempo, a lot of attacks. That's how you can briefly characterize the use of short pips with sponge. And the last type of rubbers, inverted rubbers. You can do everything with them except play the violin or embroider. There are several types of inverted rubbers, and I won't go into detail about each one to avoid overloading your intellect. If you're not an experienced player with good technique yet, don't choose a fast rubber for blocking. It doesn't matter if your friends use Tenergy or something fast and they like it. Successful blocking with fast rubbers requires good skill, otherwise, you'll miss the table a lot. In general, it's better to choose a hybrid rubber. Visit our store with the QR code or the link below this video. On the left side, you will see plenty of filters. Click on the hybrid rubber under the type of rubbers and choose from the list. It's a type of rubber that compromises between speed and control. Now let's summarize. I won't repeat everything again. You can block with all types of rubbers. Here's a rating of rubber types in terms of control and destructive effect. Destructive effect refers to how difficult it is for the opponent. The most controllable and destructive rubbers are at the top. This is an approximate view of the situation. This is my average view. If you disagree, write your version in the comments. I evaluated not only destructiveness by itself but also the ball speed. Because high speed complicates ball handling, and very low speed as well. For example, low destructiveness with high speed results in average destructiveness. That's it. If you have any questions on this topic, ask them in the comments below the video. Bye for now.